We're waiting for the passengers and then...
The pink. And the pink is stopped, évidemment.
Oh no.
She's stopped.
Allons-y. Come on.
Come on, guys. Allez.
Stop feeding the sheep. Starting up for rolling. Silence on set, please.
Yeah, but...
This scene had been largely anticipated. It was one of the first scenes I actually read and kind of knew what it was going to look like when we discussed with Charlotte.
The moment we set foot on that pier, it was slippery as hell. I mean, it was really dangerous, actually. It had been raining all night, and that's why, of course, that it was so slippery.
I think the most important concern you have being location is if it will rain, because that's always a difficulty.
Charlotte already told me that she wanted something in wood. She wanted a scaffold, you know. And I said, why don't we look out for weathered wood and build something in that kind of thing? And she said, yeah, I love it. That would be great, but is it possibly technically? And I said, yes, anything is possible. And I draw her a sketch. And she said, oh yeah, that's what I had in mind. Everybody happy. I'm happy, Charlotte happy, everyone happy. So what I did, I said, you know what, leave it up to me. I'm gonna find you some weathered wood and we're gonna start building that thing. It was not supposed to look like a real working scaffold, so it couldn't be too broad. It had to be narrow, more narrow and elegant, and at the same time bulky. Charlotte wanted it to have it in 3 levels, a low one, a mid one, and a very high one. I was a bit worried about the high one.
Also, like from the side? Yeah. Okay, without ladder. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah.
I mean, I hope so. I mean, look.
Yeah, look. Okay, perfect.
Now they like this. But it might be quite high.
When I first saw it, I was like, this is insane. It doesn't look safe. But I think that's part of why it works in the film too, is because like in reality it was very safe, yes, but it also like isn't the most stable thing in the world. So at any point she could have fallen, and I think that's part of what makes it look so real, is the fact that it is actually kind of scary.
Oh, I was a little bit scared, to be honest. When I saw the construction and I was thinking, what, is she gonna walk on that?
And you just don't realize how big it is until you're standing there. And I was like, whoa. Kudos to Brienne to just walk on there, because it's such an impressive thing. Again, so simple and so like the visualization of you need to take the step. You need to dare to do things. And I think it's the perfect way they made it.
Being up on the platform, you know, again, I'm not necessarily scared of heights, but being there, I had to act like I was, or I had to act like this was not steady, but it was very sturdy. I was safe the whole time. Grit made sure I was very safe. Thank you, assistant director. Love you. And walking on there was scary but meditative at the same time, because by, you know, the last couple of shots, it was going back and forth. The levels got higher of the platform, so the distance between the ground became greater and the suspense of it became greater.
She did it. She just did it. I really respect for Brienne, because I was really impressed that she was just doing it, walking on that thing a few meters high. Like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. But anyway, I really respect her, because she was really taking her character serious. And it's like, yeah, she was really into it and she wanted to do it. It's like, okay, wow, respect, really. So it was a scene, I think maybe the most epic one for me, personal, yeah, because it was a scary one. Like, I was really like, she's doing this for real. She's doing this for real. So yeah, it gives me some chills, but in a positive way, yeah.
I asked her a few times if she was okay, and she said, "No worry, it's okay." So with the close-ups, we could help her and support her. We could walk underneath it. Nobody has seen it, but we were walking underneath it. If she would have fallen, so we could catch her. But in the wide shot, of course, it was something else.
Roll sound, please.
Rolling.
14 op 2, take in.
3.
Action.
And being able to shoot that and find the compositions and find the proper angles that accentuated the height, accentuated the fear, the nervousness, and the anxiety was a challenge that we had to find, because this wasn't something that we really prepped.
It looked so beautiful on the screen, and then there was a moment that the water came up. Everyone told me like the water is gonna be coming up in like 30 minutes, but when we arrived there, it was completely dry. I was like, I can't believe this is gonna fill up with water, but it did, and the shot came out really beautiful.
One of my favorite scenes was the dialogue where they're kind of sitting, side by side looking out in the water, and this was a simple two-shot to reverse over the shoulder, as I call it, a French over, but apparently that's not a thing in Belgium. And this is where we, really got to just sit and observe these two characters have a conversation that in reality is kind of like a turning point for Elle and Miss Margret. I think when the scene started, it was cloudy, and then it started raining a little bit, and they were still delivering their lines. And the fact that they're kind of speaking about these topics this strongly in the rain, I don't know, I thought that was a very interesting and just like random coincidence.
It really became like reality setting in because it was also the last day of shooting. And the way the schedule was set up this was the biggest monumental scene for me. And the dialogue was heavy, the dialogue was deep, the dialogue was beautiful and rich. And this platform represented that richness.
It felt like freedom, because we were on that platform with that beautiful landscape, and the waves were coming. It was a bit like in a dream, you know what I mean? You were like just the two of us, and it gives something else. It adds something to the whole experience. Also that moment of to be connected to one another. So with Brienne, at that moment, that's what I felt, like we are together in this.
You guys good? Yes. All right. Let's do this. Yeah. Let's do this.
Action!
It was actually the most beautiful time on set for me because I was only in my thoughts. I wasn't worried about what I was saying, how my body was moving, because it was all instinctual. You had to make sure you were walking straight. You had to make sure that with a little bit of wind, you were going to stay on the straight line, that your body was moving properly. Thank you, dance. Thank you, Pilates, for the stability. But it was something really special that I've never had on a set before, that I was in a complete meditative state walking across a platform once, twice, 3 times, 100 times. And that was the conveyance of Mind of Thoughts for me, because I was in my own head not in a negative way, not in a positive way, but completely consumed by the repetition, the quietness of the location, and the beauty of what that scene will hopefully represent to an audience.
So we don't end up crying, you know what I mean? Oh! Years almost. You, oh my god, I'm so cry. Oh no. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. It's great. Mama! Woo! Yes. Did it! Yes. I was like, I don't want to get down, but I need to get down. I'm so happy for her. No, I'm so. Was such an original approach to the story. So I really want a big movement, highs, lows, everything.
You could see stillness, you could see mayhem.
I wanted the audience to experience the escalating tension. It gave me the chance to push myself in many ways that I hadn't been pushed before.
Something new because it's not a musical.
It was like the reflection of the soul.
They literally worked their ass off.
Truly a dream come true.